Because my mother and father divorced at an early age, that always impacted me with not having a father figure in the home. And so I started getting involved in the gangs and drug life before the gang life, at about the age of 13. Mm-hmm. And the community, people, my peers, and the few years older than me, taught me how to sell cocaine, crack cocaine, taught me how to cook crack cocaine or cocaine into crack, and showed me how to find those that use, which in that community there was a lot of them. And plus we had a lot of the suburban communities that used to come down into our neighborhood to buy drugs. Mm-hmm. And that led to the gang life, which led to seeing violence, fights with other groups, other gangs. Yeah. We developed our community the youth of that community were mostly involved in gangs and either partying, using drugs, or selling drugs.
Okay. So, is it a personal thing? Is it, what leads to some people going into this curve where they go to prison?
I think it's just the luck of the draw, because you're always put in situations where you're fighting, where there's weapons involved, and it is just the luck of the draw, because you never know when you're out hanging on the corner selling drugs. You don't know at any time what's going to happen, so you're always prepared for that. And sometimes it just does happen, and people do commit crimes of assault and even murder. So, and whether they get away with it or get caught, that's another story.
What are the points at which someone can bust a U-turn?
I think in a community like that, you need either get the person out of that community, period, and put him into a better situation to where he has no connection with that community. But if he doesn't want to change, he's going to start his own little group wherever he goes. But I think having more mentors, even with the police in the community, they need to be more community policing and being willing to, if they catch a person drinking or maybe even smoking a joint, not just to arrest and make it us versus them, because that's what it was in our community. It was us versus them, the police, and they were looked at just as another gang. So I think a lot of mentoring and a lot of involvement, a better education system, and the opportunity for some type of vocational trade or jobs within the community.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that you grew up in a black neighborhood. And
yes, it was probably about 65% black.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
So the police officers, what kind of relationship did they have? You said it was adversarial. I get that. What was their approach? Was it was there any interaction? Did they ever talk to you and meet you, or was it always just scoping out? They're sitting outside of the neighborhood waiting to pull you over. Like, how was your neighborhood policed?
If they see us hanging at the park or on a corner, there is no just pulling up and saying, "Hey, you guys got to clear out." It was 2 cop cars pulling up quick to jump out and put us against the wall and search us to see if we have any drugs or weapons on us. It was always that. It wasn't, hey, what you guys doing? You can't be here. Clear it out or anything. And if they saw us driving 3, 4 in a car, they definitely pulling us over.
Does a child have a chance in that environment to grow up without being in an adversarial relationship to police?
If they go into law enforcement themselves, or maybe if they went to a private school and didn't hang around with those their peers inside that community. I'll put it this way: where I'm incarcerated, serving life without parole, they were seven individuals involved in my situation in the case I'm in here on, and there's 5 of them are deceased.